Your brain is constantly changing. It's a little notion called neuroplasticity. Even though your brain is a physical structure, it changes based on what you're thinking, feeling, choosing, eating, and more. As you think, feel, and make decisions, you generate quantum energy waves through your brain, and your brain responds electromagnetically and chemically. Our brains change quite a lot throughout our lifetime. But can we take control of that process? According to communication pathologist and cognitive neuroscientist Caroline Leaf, we absolutely have the ability to direct the plasticity process in our favor. Whether it's dealing with emotional trauma, anxiety, or simply expanding your knowledge base before a test, perhaps we can restructure our brains and transfer that energy in a positive direction. Plasticity happens whether you like it or not, so it helps to be in control of the process. All it takes is to have little mindfulness. Here is a 5-step process for changing your brain. Step 1. Gather. First, you have to gather awareness. You can do so in a multitude of ways such as meditation, breathwork, even a mindful diet or exercise can help prepare your brain for the work ahead. No matter which avenue you choose, become aware of how you're feeling and what you're thinking. If you're trying to reduce your anxiety, for example, the first step is to become aware of those signals. What am I thinking? What are my warning signals? What's this nagging sensation? Step 2. Reflect. The second step is deliberately asking yourself the why questions. Become focused on what you're trying to learn, be it managing anxiety, schoolwork, or prepping for an interview, and reflect on any unconscious thoughts that start to crop up. Look at those emotional warning signals, and try to discover any information you can glean from those thoughts. Are there any memories associated with what you're feeling? Step 3. Write. The first 2 steps arguably require the most heavy lifting. But when you're finally ready for step 3, grab a pen and paper and begin writing. There's so much science behind writing. When you write, you activate certain parts of the brain. When you're writing down your thoughts, you're able to achieve cognitive fluency and quite literally get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper, which is important, especially for managing anxiety. Step 4. Reconceptualize. Look at what you've written. How can you reframe your thoughts into a possibilities mindset? Take the sting out of the emotions, see it differently, so your story builds your resilience. That way, you'll feel agency over your thoughts rather than feeling overwhelmed by a wave of emotions. You need to have a process of managing your mind. Step 5. Active reach. The last step is to take what you've written down and reconceptualized and discover a simple action you can do each time those thoughts creep up. For example, you might pledge to take deep, slow breaths to the count of 3, or you might have a mantra you say to yourself at least 7 times during the day, to consciously remind yourself of your own control. No matter what works for you, choose a task that's easy to keep up with during the day. This process takes time and cannot be completed in one day. Brain building takes work, and it requires long-term commitment. It takes 63 days for neuroplasticity to occur. It takes 21 days to break down your thoughts and start the building process, but real neuroplasticity happens after 63 days.